Good happy Friday to you. It's Jesse here, Supernova Design Company, Portland, Oregon. Today is July 3rd. What do we got going on today? Well, what do we have going on yesterday? Got a bunch of AI work done, mostly trying to standardize things and mostly education. Trying to get as much stuff automated and running quickly as possible, but I'm still in the real shallow part, or maybe it's getting steeper now, of the learning curve where it's taking more time to do things trying to learn it than it is do things, but the whole point of that is you eventually learn it and get things quick. So can't wait to be there because learning is fun and enjoyable, but some of us are a little slow. We also got our MIG parts in yesterday. The .023 wire, new shield, and the blinking, the little insert that holds the .023. Today's focus, I wrote this last night. When I was tired, today's focus, stay the fuck off the computer and get in the shop. Tasks today, get the MIG tests. Going to try and see how the little MIG welder, the .03 wire, does inside a deep recess. If that's great, we're going to continue using that on the kitchen racks, get them assembled. The other thing we got to do today is post a video we didn't post yesterday, or make it, edit it, whatever. Today's challenge I wrote down last night is life. It sure is. We got lots going on. It's summer break, and it's all exciting stuff. Yep. So here we are in the shop. I want to give you a quick tour because it's kind of funny, the mess that it is. I don't know what the best angle is. So we'll start from here. Here we are Friday, stepping into the shop finally. It's kind of a neat mess. Let's take a look. Usually I like to work and have a nice, clean, organized thing, but not the case today. Quick review, we talked about the grounding strap because we are working on welding these guys, and to attach that to that, it needs to be off the ground, but there's not good contact with the metal depending on how we do it. So we got these little some of those grounding straps here. We're going to modify to the cable is connected to the table is grounded to the welder. It's all welded together. So yeah, we're gonna try that out. I'm gonna drag our TIG over and make some room. We'll get a little splattery. So anyway, quick, interesting little preview on the mess that the shop has become. One of the rules of shop and the universe is entropy, and the law of flat surfaces tend to all get filled eventually with stuff. So table saw is full. My grandpa's old workbench is full. We got the miter saw over there. Most of that surface is full. Definitely not the norm, but it's, we're deep in it now. So all right. Hello, evening check-in. I don't know how it got to be 9:20, but it is. What do we get done today? The MIG tests are done and looking good. There was some iterations to get all the numbers dialed in right, but we got something that is working pretty nicely. We also reorged the vlog project directories. That sounds exciting. They were a big mess. I don't know if I'm the only person, when you start a project, you start creating all these directories for a bunch of things. But once you start, which kind of leads into the next thing we did today, was create my first Codex skill to create directories for all these vlog files. I mentioned before, it's a pain to record at least two videos per day, take some pictures on the camera, some of this with OBS here, rename all these files, create, before they used to go into this sort of all these different places. Now I got a vlog that doesn't really matter. It's a whole lot cleaner, a lot simpler, and a lot more automatable right now. What we learned today, this is with respect to the TIG welding of the pins, that something you think can be an advantage ends up as a disadvantage. I learned the limit, I think, of what we can do with the TIG in this situation. The sidewalls being so close and these little holes was a pain. It didn't work. There's some physics going on there, and the sensitivity, the things that are sensitive on a TIG, I actually worked around quite easily with the MIG. We had the crap, we got the smaller wire, tweaked the settings, adjusted the polarity, got the gas hooked up. I had some flex core on there for some reason. I'm not sure why. So it's just clean and simple. Actually, quite a bit less heat. And then, yeah, I'm not going to go into a bunch of technical stuff. I think instead of the usual AI dump description, I was not brainstorming, but looking at some of the physics and stuff, trying to understand why one worked better than the other. You know, having to do with the shape of the tip and the proximity and the way the electric field and the way a TIG torch casts an arc and how important it is to be super close, whereas the MIG is a wire, doesn't quite touch it. It does touch it, then it melts the metal and it forms a little arc, so it's much different. I'm not going to even try and explain my ideas in my head. Don't come out of my mouth that great anyway, but I think in the description today I'll post what I ran through the AI. And it's pretty interesting. I think any experienced welder will appreciate it. Any new folks will get some interesting insights as to strengths and weaknesses of both processes. Anyway, what's next? Finish the Wally rack. I think all the bugs have been worked out in terms of technical challenges of how to assemble this metal wood combination. And so now it's just get the thing done. On the automation front, we're going to add some file renaming because, like I mentioned before, really just trying to automate as much stuff as possible using the AI and all of the skills and tools that are involved. That way, as things get rolling, we start getting business, I could spend time working with clients and customers and designing and building stuff, and less time doing bureaucratic stuff and tracking down things. And anyway, that's for another vlog, not for the startup. I also added a win section today. In the shop, I was listening to Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss, and there's the little spot. I listened to a section with Peter Diamandis, who I'm a pretty big fanboy of, and he had mentioned I don't know if it was the morning, I think it was in the evening. One of the things he did as a review was kind of go over the wins for the day. So I'm adding that section to this because I think it's good. Starting up a business, you feel like a loser a lot of times, like it's not working and that it's not going to work. And you have to remind yourself that, well, you got to remind yourself because most of the time nobody else is going to. So wins for today. All the technical problems solved on the Wally rack. Fingers crossed. Who knows what else you might find. Another thing was, I think, creating that Codex skills. I was poking around on the AI. I don't know when I first started, but I started running out of all the free time I could across Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT. Eventually broke down and spent the $20 for what at the time was supposed to be the best all-around model. I know it goes back and forth. Everyone has their hooplas about what's the best, but you gotta use what you got. I was trying not to say anything vulgar there, which was the thing that came to mind. Anyway, so we're moving up on that. The last thing related to that is that the tools feel like all these tools I'm starting to save time on and get things done with. There's a big learning curve where everything just seemed to be harder and take longer. But the whole idea of that is once you get these automations rolling, yeah, you figure out how to do a task that takes 2 hours, and then you try and you write down the whole workflow and start trying to document it. So suddenly that task that took 2 hours now takes 4 hours. Hopefully the payoff in the end is that whole task just happens by itself and takes 0 hours, and that the AI is doing it and you're doing designing and building. So that's it. Pretty good day, pretty long day. Not done yet. Still got to post this video and yesterday's. So have a good weekend. Happy 4th of July. I'm out.